I'm Ayelet, this is my dad Abba, and we designed and built the cedar furniture for our deck. This is how we did it. This was the first chair that we built, but we felt that it was too big and boxy, so we decided to disassemble it and trim down the width of the armrest by an inch. Then we compared it to another chair from inside the house, and we realized that the seat height was pretty tall, so we chopped each of the legs down 2 inches. Still not fully satisfied with the design, we decided to experiment with more dramatic angles and triangular shapes for the armrest. We laid out tape on the floor with the overall dimensions that we want the side profile of the armrest to be. This is the seat height and the top of the backrest. And it looks like this, just really roughly laid out, and we're gonna try and build it now. But with the materials we were using, this design was weaker and more difficult to construct. So we continued on to a third prototype. This one was most similar to the first, but with adjustments to the angles of the armrest for a more relaxed feeling. Building this prototype allowed us to fine-tune the seat depth and width, and also to test the height of the armrest. So this is the drawing with dimensions for the armrest of the chair, the side profile. And this is the drawing of all of the outside dimensions of that so that we can build the armrest and it will fit within this shape. So these are all attached to this board and the armrest can be built inside it. Later, we have all of the cut pieces for the 6 armrests. So we've got 6 top pieces, 6 back legs, 6 front legs, and 6 braces. And the next step is to chamfer the edges. We loved the natural beauty of the cedar and wanted it to shine through in our furniture. Here we are grouping the pieces for each armrest based on the wood color and grain so that the visual transition between the pieces is smooth when they're put together. Attention to details like this will help the furniture look more refined. So we're assembling the U shape of each armrest. So we have 3 pieces that go together to make it. For example, this one is chair to top for the right side, chair to front for the right side, and chair to back for the right side. And we made these little jigs here that have the right angle to hold everything in place while we're assembling with the pocket hole screws. And we're gonna add this Titebond 3 wood glue that's waterproof. Original prototype that we made, and this is the frame of the real one starting to come together. You can see that we made it a little bit bigger here, so it's sticking out. dowels inserted into the ends of the slats as a template to drill corresponding dowel holes in the top of the backrest frame. Then we used the dowels in the top of the backrest frame to make an exact copy of holes on the bottom piece of the frame. The seat slats are going to be sitting on this rail. Here we're just using this block temporarily to fit the backrest into that notch. In order to hide the screws that secure the seat slats to the rails, we created extra large countersunk holes that we could later fill with cedar wood. To do this, we used this tapered plug cutting bit for the perfect size cedar plugs. We also used the wood lathe to create cedar dowels to fill the pocket holes visible under the front edge of the armrest. For the pocket holes in more hidden areas, we used the Craig pocket hole plugs. So all of the seat slats are screwed down, but we have these big holes to plug, and I just tested one out. It looks like that. So once the glue that seeped out is sanded off, you'll hardly be able to know that it's there. Only 70-ish more to go.
So we decided we would try making the legs of the little tables mimic or echo the frames on here a little more symmetrically, but to go with the same 15-degree slope of the legs, have them start inside the table and splay out to the corners using those same angles. So we came up with this idea that at the corners they come together like that.
Each leg is made of two symmetrical pieces meeting on a compound angle of 15 and 45. At first we thought we could use the compound miter saw with the blade set at a 45-degree angle and the base turned to 15 degrees. But this was a very harsh angle to cut on, dangerous, and difficult to replicate for the matching symmetrical piece. After many experiments, we came up with a better solution.
We made a little jig that would take care of the 45-degree part of it. So the wood can go in there on 45 degrees. And it can all be symmetrical by doing the other side like that. The angle of the saw takes care of the 15 degrees. You can see the grooves that we've got. And we built this little sled that can go to the right to cut that side with the saw facing there. And there's a nice little spacer that plugs in here to hold that steady. Then to do the opposite side, we just slide the sled over here, put our spacer in there to hold it nice and snug. The piece goes in this way, and the saw comes to 15 degrees this way, and we're in action. When we did it this way, the saw is vertical, the cutting is way less stressful, and it comes out perfect.
So we have 12 of each half of the leg that we're going to glue together. We're going to secure it using this waterproof wood glue, but to clamp it in place while it's drying, we're going to use a combination of duct tape and elastics.
Oh, slalom racer off the course. Disqualified. Disqualified.
No, I
You
got
missed a gate.
I got the bad part on
missed-
camera.
You missed a gate. All right, got our Burns-O-Matic acetylene torch and our custom brand. It's been heating up for a while. Definitely perking up the grain there.
furniture from the weather, we chose a penetrating stain that would sink into the wood instead of sitting on the surface. This means that it can be easily maintained over time by adding more coats without needing to worry about chipping. The glue is dried on this coffee table overnight, so now we're going to paint.